Played 19, won 16, drew 2, lost 1, points acquired 50. We are at the halfway point of Arsenal's season. They have played 19 games and they have accrued 50 points. They are on course for a 100-point season. They are simply sublime. What a result. They have beaten Manchester United at the Emirates 3-2 and they are on course to be Premier League champions. I told you this. I told you this ages ago. I remember talking to Arsenal Robbie and telling him in November that they were on course to win the Premier League. They are simply exceptional. Every single time they take to the field, they are elite. And look at where they sit in the table. They are 5 points clear of Manchester City with a game in hand. And what a result it is today. Because Manchester City, it feels like something's going on there. They had a massive win in the week against Tottenham. They trounced Wolverhampton Wanderers today. And it felt like the events of what happened at the Etihad against Tottenham, that 12-minute period could have been a seminal moment. You know, Pep Guardiola having his war cry to his team. We thought that something could be going on there. And it was imperative that Arsenal answered it. And guess what? They did it, and they did it with aplomb. Arsenal, they've had many important victories this season. The Fulham at home game, that really did stick out as a significant moment in their season. Obviously, beating Tottenham, both home and away, that felt incredibly significant. Liverpool, Leeds, but the manner of the result that we have just seen today makes it the biggest yet, without a shadow of a doubt. It is the kind of win that only champions pull off. In the last minute, you know, we saw 4 exceptional goals. Quality, silk, cleverness, guile. The Martinez header, the way that he loops it up, is just sensational. Saka pinging it in the way that he does. Glorious goals. And then we saw a scrappy winner. And there is nothing more beautiful than that. There's no such thing as a bad goal. And Eddie Nketiah's winning goal, as he sort of shuffled the ball over the line, it's going to be a defining moment of the season. Beating Manchester United in the way that they did, simply sensational. And I loved that game. I really did. I truly loved it. There is something quite warming about watching these two behemoth clubs going blow for blow like that. Like there is, you know, recently when these two teams have been playing, it's felt a bit soccer-aid, hasn't it? And, you know, the Premier League is built on massive rivalries, whether it's Benitez versus Mourinho, Liverpool versus Chelsea, Wenger versus Ferguson, Arsenal versus Manchester United. It's so big. And I do like watching these two colossal clubs going blow for blow like this at the top of the league, fighting for everything. And we really saw a spectacle today. It was a fixture that really did respect the true traditions of Arsenal versus Manchester United games. Because lately, it hasn't been that. But today, it was just echoes. Fergie versus Wenger. Loved it. Really did love it. And basically, Arsenal were too good. They get everything right. And every time they play, they look as close to perfection as you possibly can. And every single thing that stands in their way, they just bulldoze through it. Anything that you put in Arsenal's way, nothing can stop them. Last week, going to Tottenham, that is their most intense fixture of the season. Their most difficult away game of the season will be going away to Tottenham. Make light work of it. They make absolutely light work of it. This week, they welcome Manchester United. They make light work of it. Well, they get the result, and it will feel like light work now. They know that the job is done. You could see the relief. Zinchenko at the end going crazy. Sometimes when you win the league, you know that you've won the league before you win the league. And you get that moment. Any Chelsea fan will tell you that when we first won the league under Mourinho in 2005, we didn't win the league at the end of the season. We won the league playing Blackburn Rovers in February away at Ewood Park when Arjen Robben scored the winner. He broke his foot the same day, but that was the day that we won the league. We knew that we were going to win it that day. And today was the result of champions. Arsenal behaved like champions today. And look at their points tally. It is truly, truly sensational. And do you know what? Look, a point against Manchester United would have been fine. But because of what's been going on at Manchester City recently, big result today, seminal moment in the week, I think that they needed to answer that. And they did. And the way that they did it, it's just huge. It is a huge win. And it maintains a very healthy, generous lead over Manchester City. And they deserved it. If for nothing else, their sheer persistence and belief, it got them through. Like they have bewildering attacking play. But today what we saw was belief, determination, fight. You know what Pep Guardiola was talking about in the week? He kept talking about fire. This Arsenal team has fire. Do you know what? The Arsenal fans, annoyingly, they have an awful lot of fire in their belly at the moment. People want to be snide and sneer at the Ashburton Army. It's working. It's working. And that stadium was rocking. Just before I recorded this video, I spoke to my cousin who's an Arsenal fan, just to hear what he had to say about it. He's coming out the ground. Couldn't hear him. I said, I'll speak to you when you're back in the cab. I can't hear you. So it really is going so well for them. And they are on course for it. How anybody is going to stop them, I do not know. And under any other circumstances, nobody would be able to stop this Arsenal team. Any other year they would win it, but they are up against Manchester City. And Manchester City are unlike anything else. Manchester City are a different sort of rival. So there is a chance that this Premier League title still has a few twists and turns, but I don't think that we have felt like this watching Arsenal for decades. Like, I've never been less enthused by watching Arsenal than I am today for decades. Arsenal fans have never been more enthused for decades. And the fact that they are on for 100 points must make their fans absolutely delirious. They are flying at the moment. And when you think about the precedent that has been set by this Arsenal team for this season, I mean, look, the most obvious thing to start thinking about is the season where they won the league last day, 88-89. You know, when they went to Anfield and won it. That was a really young team that ended a 20-year drought for a title. It's harmony. There is a real echoing of what happened 20 years ago. Look, the style of play is very different. You know, Arteta and George Graham, they don't have the same style at all. But there is something going on here. There really is. And the fact that they are totally now capable of doing it, it really is so impressive. But they are up against Manchester City, and that makes life very, very difficult. Look, generally speaking, it's probably too early to say that this is the fixture where they won the league. But I think that we will look back. We will look back when they do lift it, and we will say that this is the game where they won the league. Like, the game was cracking, wasn't it? I mean, Manchester United contributed massively. They were excellent. Marcus Rashford, what a goal, by the way, to nutmeg Thomas Partey and then ping it in the way that he did. I mean, he is in the form of his life, Marcus Rashford, totally and utterly unplayable. And Manchester United are going to be just fine. You know, they've been beaten today, but overall, I think that they were just fine. But gosh, it was good. And do you know what? The scoreline, it actually disguises a lot about how good both of these teams are. They really were excellent, both of them. Oh gosh, took my breath away, that game. What a result and what a day for Arsenal Football Club. Please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know, do you think Arsenal are now going to win the league? Do you finally agree with me? Been right all along, haven't I? Please, 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 if you're new around here, give this video a like, click subscribe. It would be my honour to welcome you into this community. Thank you so much for watching this video. Huge.